Hey YouTube, I want to talk about just some mower maintenance that sometimes goes overlooked. A lot of guys, you'll find on here talking about doing things to your mower, such as, changing the oil, checking the spark plug, changing out an air filter, and that's all um, good practices. But one thing, just want to emphasize, now this mower here is probably about 14 years old. Now I do keep it indoors, so it's not out in the rain or anything, but you can see the deck is really solid. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this deck. Let me just show you underneath. And actually, this is very solid underneath, but I just want to make a point. All you really need to do is get a little scraper and go around here and scrape this off. But I have cut with this for about a month, and I have done nothing to this. You can see that this deck is pretty much clean underneath there. I mean, there's a little that's going to collect in these little crevices, but I mean, as far as anything being stuck on this mower, there's really nothing here. Now, I will say that I do mulch, so this is not that I just had my bag on here. I'm mulching with this. Main thing is don't cut your grass when it's wet, okay? For two reasons. It's going to collect in here if it's wet, because it's not going to have good airflow. It's going to be, sticking. Secondly, it's going to be wet, okay? So you got a wet mat of grass laying against steel, which is eventually going to rot. So I've seen some mowers come in where you could barely even move the blade. There's so much stuff caked up in here, which not only, your cut quality is just going to be lousy because you need lift, okay? Your grass blades, this is like a giant fan. It's a blade, but it's essentially a fan. So what it's doing is it's if this is the way the grass is here, it's going to actually suck it up and then cut it, okay? If you don't have the proper lift, you can't get the proper cut. Just also too, your blade has to be sharp, okay? So you should sharpen the blade. But if this is caked up, eventually this is going to rot, okay? Now, originally, when I got this mower, I didn't know that. Okay, then I looked under here. I noticed there was grass caking up. I noticed there was a little rust just on the surface. I went in here. I cleaned it all off real good. I painted it. Okay, I put a primer and a paint. But I haven't had to do that again. Okay, primarily for those reasons, because don't cut the grass when it's wet. If it is wet and you're really forced to cut it, it'd be best to bag it. If you don't want to do that, then you pretty much, got to come in here and clean this off. But I let this go all year last year, not cutting the grass wet, and it didn't build up any more than what you see here. Now, I do have a power washer. I could come in here and really clean this down, but it's not really necessary. Another thing too, there's a little drain hole right here, mostly on some mowers. You want to have that clean, because what that's going to do is the water that accumulates on top will drain out of here. If this gets plugged up, okay, then the water is just going to lay on top of the deck. But primarily, I'm going to show you what will happen if you don't do this, and the reason why that I decided to make this video. So this is the result. This deck completely rotted out right here. Grass was accumulating here. Came down all the way right to here. And this is not a cheap mower. This is a Honda. This is probably, who knows, $600 mower. The guy ruined it by letting this grass accumulate. It's even ruined over here. Right here. Here. So basically you're looking at, well, in his case, he just got rid of the mower. and I ended up, you know, just basically going to use this for parts. But it's a shame since it was such a nice machine. Um, so anyway, do that step, take care of it, and it'll last you a long time.